Welcome to Sergio Creativity.
We're going to learn how to navigate a Finnish dinner table. Remember the rule, don't try to memorize and don't write anything down. Just relax and follow the logic. First, let's learn how to say, I eat. The word for to eat is syödä, but if you want to say I eat, you say minä syön. Say that for me.
Minä syön.
Good. Now, the word for porridge is puuro. In Finnish, when you're eating some of something or doing an action to it, we add a little hook at the end. For puuro, we add an a, so it becomes puuroa. How do you say, I eat porridge?
Minä syön puuroa.
Exactly. Now let's look at bread. Bread is leipä. To make it some bread, we add an a at the end, leipä. How do you say, I eat bread?
Minä syön leipää.
Perfect. Now, let's add a topping. The word for cheese is juusto. If you want to say with cheese, we use a special word, kansa. But there's a trick. Before the word kansa, the food gets an N at the end, so juusto becomes juuston. With cheese is juuston kansa. How would you say, I eat bread with cheese?
Minä syön leipää juuston kanssa.
Spot on. You're building a real sentence. Now, let's talk about liking food. To say I like, we use minä pidän. But in Finnish, the thing you like needs a special ending, sta. It's like saying I like out of something. If puuro is porridge, how do you say I like porridge?
Minä pidän puurosta.
Yes, and if leipä is bread, it becomes leivästä. Say, I like bread.
Minä pidän leivästä.
Good. Now, imagine you're at the table and you need the salt. Salt is suola. To ask, could I get some salt, we say, Saisinko suola. Note that a at the end again, because you want some salt. Try asking for salt.
Saisinko suola.
Now try pepper. Pepper is pippuri. To say some pepper, add an a. How would you ask for pepper?
Saisinko pippuria.
Excellent. Finally, when the meal is over, you want to thank the host. Thank you is kiitos. For the food uses that sta ending we used for liking. The word for food is ruoka, but it changes slightly to ruoasta. How do you say, thank you for the food?
Kiitos ruoasta.
And to be really polite, you say, it was really good. It was is se oli, really is tosi, good is hyvä. Try it.
Se oli tosi hyvä.
Now, let's put it together. Thank you for the food. It was really good.
Kiitos ruoasta. Se oli tosi hyvä.
Fantastic. You aren't just memorizing, you're understanding the endings. You've mastered breakfast, toppings, and table manners in one go. Well done.